in the meantime, government is disputing claims that it had linked former Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Esiama, to the 4.6 billion project to roll out the Interoperability platform, which allows customers to move money from one network, mobile network, to the other. Addressing a press conference a while ago, Deputy Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah says government's move to launch that particular program saved up to 267 times the amounts that the former administration intended to use for the same project.
Claimed by Dr. Esiama that the project scope of the SIPTIN deal is wider than the current GIPS project is untenable, and here's why. It's because the charge was to develop an interoperability platform that will enable seamless transfers first across mobile networks and then banks and then on e-switch accounts. No one can therefore justify how you would then add something else or claim to add something else which is not requested for, and you agree that the developers should charge mind-blowing amounts for it. Also, if you look at the price differential between 1.2 billion and 4.5 million, that's a factor of about 267 times. So you see, suggesting that the scope was 267 times bigger than the current scope. What was involved in this extra work to have justified that amount? A mere mouthing that the scope was wider means nothing. If he intends to make that claim, he will have to do better and showcase the extra scope and how it justifies the 267 times the current cost. The next point is that the claim that is being made that the cost of the project is actually $300,000 is untenable. The fact is that the government of Ghana in that old transaction was literally asked to stay behind, and the money was to be paid by the ordinary users, and that even makes matters more suspicious, and I'll explain to you why. The previous administration, acting through the Bank of Ghana, essentially what they did was that they agreed that the company SIPTIN should charge the users of the platform. And who are the users of these platforms predominantly? These are market women, farmers, drivers, people in the lower to middle class are those who massively use these platforms that have been rolled out. Their arrangement was that the company SIPTIN should charge these people $1.2 billion. That's essentially what they did. Currently, under this new arrangement, what we have said is that government through the Bank of Ghana, through GIPS, is paying $4.5 million. And the Ghanaian, at the end, this market woman, this driver, this person who predominantly uses this platform, does not need to pay a private company $1.2 billion for their profit. This is a big savings to the people of Ghana. This arrangement begs the question why GIPS was not even invited in the first place to do the job. Remember, GIPS was set up to develop an interbank payment platform here in Ghana. So if we are moving a step further to add an interoperability platform, it only made sense that GIPS be requested or charged to do that job, which is what we have done currently. It will make some people ask whether somebody was creating a convenient scheme for persons to benefit, but that's besides the point. What the current administration has done, as I mentioned, is to adopt a different model where we pay 4.5 and the people benefit from it. And this is very different from the old structure that was being used. Point number 4. For the avoidance of doubt, there's no IOCO report out there that claims that the SIPTIN deal is the best deal. There's no such report. Some persons who were displeased with the transaction petitioned IOCO, and IOCO looked into whether or not the procurement process was breached. But IOCO has not pronounced that that old model that cost Ghana about 1.0 would have cost Ghana about 1.2 billion was the best model. Therefore, running to it or running to that as refuge that IOCO has even sanctioned the deal cannot be acceptable. Finally, this claim that the SIPTIN deal is a Bank of Ghana transaction and therefore should not be politicized, again, cannot be accepted. This is because the Bank of Ghana belongs to the government and people of Ghana. All that they do is subject to review by the people of Ghana. The people of Ghana includes political actors who also have liberty to comment on what has been done by the Bank of Ghana. The Akufo-Addo administration at this stage is pleased to have had the opportunity to engage all the stakeholders to correct what would have been an unjustified extortion from the good people of Ghana if the old deal had not been abrogated. And we think that instead of attempts to justify these actions, persons who were involved in the old transaction should be patriotic and rise up to the gains that the nation is making under the new arrangement.